Welcome to my AI Doctor. Smart Health starts now. Let's be honest, for most of us, this is healthcare. Sitting in a sterile waiting room, filling out the same forms for the 10th time. It's a confusing phone call about a bill you don't understand. It's a diagnosis that feels like a life sentence, delivered in a brief, impersonal, 10-minute appointment. We've been living in a world of one-size-fits-all medicine that, in a world of infinite diversity, fits almost no one perfectly. We feel lost, overwhelmed, and a lot of the time completely unheard. But what if it didn't have to be this way? Imagine waking up not to a blaring alarm, but to a gentle chime. A calm voice says, "Good morning. Your deep sleep was extended by 14 minutes, which is great for cellular repair. Based on your genomic markers for inflammation and today's high pollen count, I have added a boost of quercetin to your morning smoothie recipe. Your run is scheduled for 7 a.m. along a route with the lowest air pollution. Your body is primed for peak performance." This might sound like science fiction, but all the pieces are starting to fall into place. What if healthcare could be as unique as your fingerprint? What if a new kind of intelligence could analyze your DNA, your lifestyle, your sleep patterns, the air you breathe, and the food you eat to build a medical plan that is 100% you? That future is no longer a distant dream. The foundations for your personal AI doctor are being laid right now. Healthcare as unique as you is here. From your DNA to daily habits, intelligent systems are already connecting the dots to design truly personal plans. This isn't distant science fiction. It's starting now in labs and clinics worldwide. Next, we'll explore how prediction and personalization become real for you. To see where we're going, we have to be brutally honest about where we are. Modern medicine is a marvel of the 20th century, built on incredible discoveries and heroic work by doctors and nurses. But it was built for a different era, and the cracks are starting to show. In fact, they're widening into chasms. The biggest flaw: it was designed for the average patient. Treatments are approved based on how well they work across huge population studies. A drug is a success if it works for, say, 60% of people, but that leaves a terrifying question: what about the other 40%? For them, that same drug might do nothing, or worse, cause awful side effects. We've all heard the stories, the frustrating journey of trying one medication after another, just hoping something finally sticks. This isn't a failure of our doctors, it's a failure of the statistical model their entire practice is built on. This leads to staggering inefficiencies and tragic outcomes. Preventable medical error is a leading cause of death in many countries. Adverse drug reactions send millions to the ER every year, and the rate of misdiagnosis for complex diseases is still stubbornly high. This isn't because our doctors are incompetent, it's because they're human, and they are drowning in a flood of data they were never meant to handle alone. Think about it. You generate an unimaginable amount of health data. There's your genome, a 3 billion letter code unique to you. Add every blood test, MRI, and CT scan. Now layer on the constant stream of data from your smartwatch: heart rate, sleep cycles, activity levels, and then add environmental factors: air quality, local pollen counts, you name it. It's physically impossible for any doctor or even a team of doctors to hold all this information in their head, connect the trillions of dots, and spot the subtle patterns hidden inside. Doctors are forced to rely on guidelines and their own experience, analog tools in a digital world. On top of that, the journey from a scientific breakthrough to your doctor's office is painfully slow. It can take an average of 17 years for a new research finding to become standard care. In that time, lives that could have been saved or improved are not. The knowledge is out there, locked away in millions of research papers, but it's inaccessible when and where it matters most. The system is buckling under its own weight, crying out for a new kind of intelligence to make sense of the chaos. The solution isn't just another app or a gadget, it's a fundamental shift in intelligence itself. For the past decade, we've seen narrow AI in healthcare powerful tools that can do one thing exceptionally well, like read an X-ray or analyze a pathology slide. Think of them as superpowered calculators. But what's emerging now is something else entirely. It's the dawn of what some are calling medical superintelligence. This isn't just a smarter algorithm, it's a system designed to reason, learn across different fields, and generate insights that are currently beyond human comprehension. If narrow AI is a calculator, superintelligence is the scientist who invents a whole new field of mathematics. So, what is a medical superintelligence? Imagine a system that doesn't just see data points, but understands the intricate, dynamic story of your health. It can simultaneously process your entire genome, your lifelong health records, real-time data from your smartwatch, and even information about your environment. This is a level of integration that is simply impossible for the human mind. A superintelligent system can see a faint signal in your genome that, when combined with a specific air pollutant you were exposed to 5 years ago and a tiny change in your sleep last week, points to a health crisis on the horizon. It connects the dots across time, biology, and scientific fields. It reads the full, unabridged story of you. This isn't a vague promise, it's an active engineering project. Companies at the forefront of this revolution, like Google, Microsoft, and NVIDIA, are building the infrastructure for this new era. Microsoft, for instance, has recently formed a dedicated superintelligence team, and their first stated target is medical diagnostics. The head of Microsoft AI, Mustafa Suleyman, even said the company has a line of sight to medical superintelligence in the next 2 to 3 years. This kind of AI doesn't just analyze what we already know, it's designed to generate new knowledge. By finding patterns no human has ever thought to look for, it can propose novel scientific ideas and discover new biomarkers for disease. This marks a profound shift from reactive to proactive medicine. The old model waits for you to get sick. The superintelligence model is predictive and preventative. Its goal is to keep you healthy by understanding your unique vulnerabilities and intervening long before disease ever shows up. It doesn't just treat sickness, it engineers wellness. For centuries, medicine has been forensic. We investigate a disease after it happens. Predictive diagnostics flips the script entirely. It's about seeing the future of your health and acting in the present to change it. With medical superintelligence, this field is moving from educated guesses toward mathematical certainty. Let's start with what's already saving lives today. In radiology, AI systems are now analyzing medical images with precision that equals or exceeds human experts. One AI model, Sybil, can forecast lung cancer from a CT scan, often before a human radiologist can see any signs of the disease. In hospitals, AI that analyzes electrocardiograms, ECGs, can identify patients having a severe heart attack more accurately than traditional methods, speeding up time to treatment. Similar AI tools are screening for diabetic retinopathy, a leading cause of blindness, by analyzing retinal images, and AI systems that predict the onset of sepsis, a life-threatening condition, hours before symptoms appear, have led to a significant reduction in sepsis-related deaths in some U.S. hospitals. But that's just the beginning. The leap to superintelligence is the difference between predicting a storm that's already forming and forecasting the precise conditions that will create a storm a week from now. Researchers are now using AI to analyze blood samples to predict the risk of developing conditions like Alzheimer's or heart disease up to a decade before a formal diagnosis. Let's make this tangible. Imagine a future where a woman will call Sarah, gets her annual checkup. Her AI doesn't just run standard blood tests. It analyzes her proteome, the complete set of proteins in her blood. The AI flags a unique combination of 17 proteins, all slightly off, but not enough to trigger a traditional alarm. To a human, it looks like noise. But the AI recognizes this specific signature. It cross-references it with billions of data points and identifies the pattern as a 98% accurate predictor for a rare autoimmune disease that will appear in the next 24 months. There are no symptoms yet, but the AI sees its shadow approaching. Based on this, the AI doesn't recommend a harsh drug. Instead, it simulates millions of molecular interactions and finds that a specific dietary change, eliminating 2 amino acids and adding a plant-derived flavonoid, will stop the disease before it starts. Sarah follows the simple plan. 2 years later, she's perfectly healthy. The disease wasn't just treated, it was prevented. That is the power of predictive diagnostics in the age of superintelligence. It is the end of guesswork. This level of prediction is staggering, a future where a notification on our phone might prevent a heart attack. But it also raises some big questions. What does it mean to know your future health risks with such certainty? What do you think is the most exciting, or maybe the most terrifying part of an AI predicting your future health? This is a conversation we all need to have. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Once a disease is predicted or diagnosed, what do you do? This is where the second revolution happens, the complete personalization of treatment. For a century, treatment has been a blunt instrument. We develop a drug for hypertension or diabetes, and the dosage is based on averages, maybe adjusted for weight. That's like giving everyone who's cold the exact same jacket, whether they're in a mild breeze or a polar vortex. It's not very efficient. A medical superintelligence doesn't do averages. It starts with your personal blueprint, your genome, your metabolism, your microbiome. Let's talk about cancer. Today we classify it by location: lung cancer, breast cancer. That's already becoming an outdated idea. We're now moving toward classifying cancers by their specific genetic mutations. A superintelligence takes this to its ultimate conclusion. It sees your cancer not as lung cancer, but as your cancer, a unique biological event. Then the magic happens. The AI can run millions of virtual simulations in seconds. It can test thousands of drug compounds on a virtual model of your cancer cells, with your specific liver enzymes and your immune system. It might find that a weird combination of 3 drugs at highly specific, unconventional doses will be maximally effective with minimal side effects for you. This hyper-personalization will also revolutionize how we discover drugs. The traditional process takes over a decade and billions of dollars. AI is set to change that. AI-first drug discovery companies like Insilico Medicine and Benevolent AI are already proving it. Insilico used its AI to identify a new drug target and generate a candidate molecule for a lung disease in just 18 months, a process that normally takes years. During the COVID-19 pandemic, Benevolent AI's platform identified an existing drug, baricitinib, as a potential treatment in just 3 days. And the personalization doesn't stop once treatment begins. Let's imagine a guy named Mark who has Crohn's disease. His AI creates a dynamic plan that includes medication, personalized dietary advice, and even mindfulness exercises to manage stress. His smartwatch monitors his heart rate variability. His smart toilet analyzes his gut microbiome daily. Based on this constant stream of data, the AI makes microadjustments in real time. It might slightly increase his medication after a bad night's sleep or suggest a specific probiotic-rich food after detecting a shift in his gut bacteria. His treatment is alive, evolving with him day by day. This is medicine as a continuous, intelligent conversation with your body. This vision is breathtaking. It promises a world with less disease and longer, healthier lives. But it also brings up some profound and complex questions. As we stand on the edge of this new era, we have to navigate the ethical maze with our eyes wide open. So the first big question on everyone's mind, are doctors out of a job? The answer, at least for the foreseeable future, is a resounding no. This technology isn't about replacing clinicians. It's about augmenting them. It's about liberating them from the very things that cause burnout. Doctors spend more time staring at screens and fighting with electronic health records than they do talking to patients. A medical superintelligence would handle the monumental task of data analysis and serve as the most powerful decision support tool in history. This doesn't make the doctor obsolete. It allows the doctor to be human again. It frees them to focus on what AI can't do: empathy, wisdom, building a trusting relationship, and navigating complex emotions. The AI provides the data, but the doctor provides the counsel. But to get to this vision, we have to confront the ethical challenges head on. First is data privacy. We're talking about your genetic code, your entire medical history. Who owns this data? How is it protected? Current regulations weren't designed for this world, and patients must have control over their own biological information. Second is algorithmic bias. An AI is only as good as the data it's trained on. If historical health data reflects existing societal bias biases, and we know it does an AI trained on that data will amplify those biases, potentially worsening health disparities. Ensuring fairness and equity in these systems is something we absolutely have to get right. And that leads to the third great challenge. Axer apre atreservtes adder atiu amsenerisaus. Will this become a luxury for the wealthy, creating a new biological divide between the haves and the have-nots? Will one class of people live longer, healthier lives while another is left with the outdated system of the 20th century? Democratizing this technology and making it accessible to everyone has to be a central goal from the very beginning. We've journeyed from the frustrations of today's healthcare to the dawn of a new era. We've seen the cracks in the one-size-fits-all model and explored the rise of a medical superintelligence that can predict, personalize, and prevent disease to a degree we could once only imagine. We've also faced the massive ethical questions we have to answer to make sure this power serves all of humanity safely. This transformation isn't a distant dream. The technology is being built in labs around the world right now. The shift from reactive to proactive, from generalized to personalized, is already underway. The personal AI doctor isn't about replacing the human heart of medicine. It's about empowering it. It's about giving us the tools to finally understand our own bodies and to move beyond just treating sickness toward cultivating a lifetime of wellness. This is more than a technological revolution. It's the beginning of a human evolution. The journey into this future is one of the most important of our time, and it's just getting started. If you want to stay on the cutting edge of how AI is reshaping our health and our world, make sure to like, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. Share your comments on what you would like to see next. We'll be covering every new discovery and debate right here. Thanks for watching.